Our next speaker, what a daunting task it is to tell our story, to welcome you folks, express what happens internally to the public. Our Director of Admissions, Mr. Steve Matesich.
Well, welcome everybody. It seems like it was just yesterday we were in here for open house and we had about 950 people in here, and now here we are, the select group that made it through. So I first want to say congratulations. I mean, you hear everything that the school has to offer from the top, from Father Hermes to Mr. Newberger to Mrs. Pacheco, and that's a lot. There's a lot going in to Jesuit education and Jesuit here in Tampa. But what makes it all happen, what I call the lifeblood, are your sons. And let me just tell you a little bit about this admission season. And let me start with a couple stats. All right, your sons came out of an applicant pool that represented 72 different middle schools. Okay, 4 different counties in the Tampa Bay area and multiple states around the country. So they came out of a very competitive, a very ultra competitive admissions pool. And so for them to come out of that and be part of the class of 2018, we're very excited about. And all the things that we've talked about here tonight, they're going to enable us to continue to do that and to continue to do it better. Let me talk about a few important points here tonight before we have a little bit of time for a question and answer session with the panel. 2 points I want to get across are 2 very important points. Obviously, the enrollment, the online enrollment, and then financial aid. First, with the online enrollment, for those of you that haven't submitted, I know most of you have submitted your online application or your online enrollment contracts. For those of you that haven't, for new parents, you use the username that was issued by the school that was emailed to you, okay? And then you use that to go into a link that will help you to reset your password, and that's how you'll access your online contract. Okay, this is all done through the parent portal for Jesuit High School called My Backpack. So whether you go through the emails you receive through the links, or whether you go through the website with the online enrollment button, or just right to My Backpack, that's how you'll log in and get into your part of My Backpack to view your online contract. For the returning parents that already have sons here, you're going to use your already existent username and password. So you go in with what you're currently using with your current sons here at Jesuit, okay, to submit your online your online contract. Okay, once you're into the contract, it's very simple. You'll select the payment plan for tuition that that fits your family best, whether it's a one-time payment plan before the school year starts, a 2-time payment plan, one before each semester, or a 10-month payment plan set up through a payment company called Fax. Okay. Also, once you do submit that contract, I would suggest that you do print it out for your records, and then you have that available to you. And that's how we submit the online enrollment. As far as once you're into that, you will also there's 2 pieces to the online enrollment. Okay, you submit the contract, and then to complete that, it's going to take you into a pay section to take care of your registration fees, your enrollment fees. There's a $150 new student fee. It's a one-time only as you're coming in as with the incoming freshmen as new students. Okay, that's taken care of. Both of these are going to be done by e-check, and those that you have done it, you've seen that. Those of you that are going to enroll, you'll see that as well. You'll also have a $500 registration or enrollment fee that gets applied to tuition, so that'll come off your tuition bill eventually, but it's just set up for a registration fee. So basically those 2 pieces have to be in place. The enrollment contract has to be submitted and the fees have to be paid in order for your son to be enrolled by the deadline of next Tuesday, March 11th. Okay, so that's the first important date I want to call to your attention, the March 11th deadline. The other piece I wanted to talk about is financial aid. Some of you have taken advantage of the preliminary financial aid application period from November to December, and for those of you that have done that, you've received a range of financial aid that you can expect from the school once you complete your financial aid application process with this year's tax returns. Okay, for those of you that haven't looked into financial aid or haven't begun the process yet, you still have plenty of time. The second important date is for financial aid application, and that's March 31st. So everyone, whether you're finalizing your already started financial aid process or you're just starting it, you have until March 31st to get that online application for financial aid complete. And that's all done through a company called FAIR, and you'll see that in the My Backpack portal as well. Okay, basically, based in high school for private schools, we have to use authorized third-party companies to assess our family's need. Because we compete in the Florida High School Athletic Association, we cannot assess our own family's need. Okay, so we basically, through that third party, they will give us a threshold, and then it is reviewed by our financial aid committee to approve that number, and that's what you're dealing with. If you do have any questions on enrollment or financial aid, enrollment, definitely reach out to me. If you need help finding that username or getting into that portal, just give me a call or send me an email and I'll get you right in. If you have any questions on the financial aid process, contact our CFO, Chuck Leonard. You have all of his contact information in the acceptance packets you received, and we'll help you along. And we're going to open it up now for questions for the panel. So if anybody has any questions, once we're done with the question and answer session, you saw in your invitation, in your email reminder, that the Spirit Shop is open. So if your sons are chomping at the bit, or you're chomping at the bit to reward your son with some Tiger apparel, the Spirit Shop is open in the gym lobby for after the meeting. So again, I just want to welcome everybody to the family and congratulate you on this big night. And we'll open it up now to any questions. Boy, we were thorough. Yes.
The deadline, the March 14th deadline is for the courses. Is that correct?
Okay.
Fill out the courses.
Yeah, let's go back to the deadlines real quick. Okay, there's two deadlines. The March 11th deadline is that enrollment deadline. The March 31st is for financial aid. The course selection sheets that are required to come in, that is for March 11th to come in.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
How often do they go back?
Sorry.
How often do they go back?
The question is, how often do the boys go to Mass? Actually, we have 2 daily Masses on campus each day. Okay, so that's appropriate.
Actually, we have 3 daily masses.
Okay.
No, 2 for the students, you're right.
Okay.
So we have one at 7:30 in the morning over in the residence or business office called Sacred Heart Chapel. It lasts till about 7:55. So there are always a few students and always 1 or 2 students serving that Mass, as well as parents and some teachers who go to that Mass. So that's 7:30 in the morning across Loyola Lane, and then you have plenty of time to get here for convocation. Then every day here in St. Anthony's, at 5th period, we have Mass for anyone who wants to come. Usually maybe about a dozen or so students, a couple of faculty members attend that. And then we have a school-wide Mass here in St. Anthony's Chapel about 10 times a year, maybe 10 to 12 times a year. So maybe a little more than once a month, kind of based, certainly once a month, and a few special feast days.
Talk a little bit about how to choose the PE, music, if you're auditioning for music, and how all of that works as far as what you're supposed to pick.
Yeah, if everybody heard that question, we're asking about on your course selections, how you're choosing the electives and everything on your course selection sheet. Debbie, you want to take that?
Yeah, you have your son has the option of music, the health class, they need to take health, but that will be taken as an online course. Or they take the PE and the health here. The music courses we offer percussion, band, orchestra, chorus. Students will audition for that because we have an intermediate and an advanced level. All you need to do is call Ms. Wegman and she'll set up an audition for your son. So again, you either take the music with the online health or you take the PE with the health. Does that make sense?
Do you choose all the different levels for the music? Do you choose it by next
You
Tuesday?
choose what, I'm sorry, go ahead.
By next Tuesday, how would you know which one?
You choose the one that your son is interested in, And the level will be decided by Ms. Wegman after he auditions.
Thank you.
Sure.
That kind of takes us into a quick point I can make that'll probably answer some of the other questions out there. Once we get through this enrollment period and we go past the March 11th deadline for enrollment, once everyone's enrolled, we will be sending out correspondence for a lot of the extracurriculars. So whether it is in music or drama or robotics or any of the clubs or athletics, you'll be getting contacted by the leaders of those areas on when your students need to come in for auditions or tryouts or what have you. So you'll be getting all of that once the enrollment period's over.